Check, check, check.
You coming on Saturday? Join us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Aliamanu-Salt Lake Foster Village Airport Neighborhood Board 18. Get started. We're going to have U.S. Army Specialist Joseph Miranda singing our national anthem. And please stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare seen in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
This evening, we're celebrating the 250th birthday for the Army. And with that said, we had some refreshments, cake, and some cupcakes, but we want to do the traditional happy birthday song. Specialist Miranda will take that over. We'll light some candles and we'll get that started.
I can start off, but everyone else can just chime in. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Army. Happy birthday to you.
Have Commander Perry blow out the candles On behalf of the United States Army,
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the cake. We always love cake. And then just thank you for the tokens of appreciation play and the cake. So truly appreciate it. And on behalf of the 311 Theater Signal Command, the 516 Theater Signal Brigade, and all the soldiers stationed here in the state, truly appreciate it in your support. And happy birthday to the Army.
thank you for your service. Is it- Before we get started on the public safety reports, we're going to skip a little bit of the agenda and go to our neighborhood 18 Community Warrior of the Month Award. That started. The Warrior of the Month Award was established on August 8, 2024. An award certificate is presented at our monthly scheduled meetings to a persons, or group that provides outstanding service for the good of our community. The Warrior of the Month Award is presented to honor these people, past and present, who have greatly contributed unselfishly to help make Aliamanu-Salt Lake, Foster Village, and the airport area the best community district to live, work, and play. It is our belief that it is time and long overdue for our community to recognize these movers and shakers, and what better place to recognize these remarkable people right here at this Neighborhood Board 18 meeting, often referred to as the People's Meeting. With that said, our Warrior of the Month Award for July 2025 goes to the United States Army. I'm going to read the certificate to the Army, and then the board and the Army will take a photo and we'll start a meeting from there. The Aliamanu-Salt Lake, Foster Village, and Airport Neighborhood Board 18 wishes to recognize the United States Army and join with them in celebrating their 250th birthday, June 14, 1775. Happy birthday to the men and women of the Army, past and present. We pay tribute to all of you service members who have worn the uniform. We honor 250 years of bravery, sacrifice, and service to this great nation. From storming the beaches of Normandy to providing critical aid in natural disasters, our soldiers have repeatedly answered the call of duty. Army soldiers have proudly served our country and protected our people. They continue to stand ready to respond to the needs of the nation and to fight and win when called upon. We all should remember and reflect on the fallen as well, who gave their life for our freedom. The tomb of the unknown soldier, which is guarded by the Army soldiers 24/7, rain or shine, reminds us of these sacrifices. Happy birthday to the United States Army. A shout out to the U.S. Army Garrison Hawaii soldiers as well for the help they provide to this community every year. This board takes great pleasure in presenting you with the Neighborhood Board 18 Warrior of the Month Award Certificate for July 2025. Commander, can you join us? Take a photo. Commander, make sure somebody from the Army takes the cake. For the audience, we got cupcakes in the back if you're hungry. Nominee, or you go pass it out. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's start with the Honolulu Fire Department, sorry.
Hi, good evening. I'm Captain Adam Rose from the Wanalua Fire Station, Engine 30. Just introduce myself. This is my first time at this neighborhood board meeting. I've recently come to this station in February, so to be here. For the month of June 2025, these are the statistics for Engine 30's area as well as Ladder 30 and Engine B. So this is two different areas. We responded to 1 structure fire, 2 nuisance fires, 5 activated alarms, 56 medicals, and 4 motor vehicle collisions. Safety tip for the month of July is regarding wildfires. So wildland fires significantly threaten Hawaii's landscapes, wildlife, and communities. With dry conditions and daily activities increasing the risk, it's crucial to take proactive steps to prevent and mitigate wildland fires. So lighten the load, reduce the risk of ignition by maintaining your yard, cleaning your gutters to remove fuels. Clear, cool, and contain. Clear vegetation 10 feet around campfires and barbecues. Keep a shovel and water nearby to ensure fires are completely extinguished before leaving. And watch the spark. Ensure machinery, including chainsaws and weed trimmers, and recreational vehicles with operating spark arresters are maintained regularly. For more information, you can visit the Honolulu Fire Department website or the Department of Emergency Management. Any questions?
Board, any questions for the fire department, Mr. Moore?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Check. Okay. You said that there were a couple collisions, like auto collisions.
For
For-
motor vehicle collisions.
Do you have the address? Like, I'm wondering if they were by the shopping center area, the high school area, or the entrance into Salt Lake.
You know what? I do not have those addresses. I can look into it though and have them get back to you next month. Sure.
Audience, any questions for the fire department? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
I have some cupcakes. Calling the Honolulu Police Department, Pearl City Station.
Thank you, Sergeant Cameron. Sorry. From the Kali. Yeah, I was instructed to give you guys stats for the month of June. This is reported stats. Aggravated assault, we had 0. The area of just the Salt Lake area. This is just about the Salt Lake area. Rather than in May, we had 1. Auto thefts, we had 6. May, we had 4. Burglaries, we had 2. In May, we had 1. Robberies, we had 0. May, we had 0. Sex assaults, we had 1. May, we had 0. Simple assaults, we had 0. May, we had 3. Thefts, we had 12. And in May, we had 4. UMVs, we had 1. And in May, we had none. Keep in mind, the thefts involves pickpocketing, purse snatching, shoplifting, theft of vehicles, theft of bicycles, theft from buildings, theft from coin machines. That's why the number's kind of high. Both. What HPD classifies as sorry, I'm gonna say the serious offenses involving robberies, robbery second, sex assault first, sex assault second, assault first, assault second. We had 0 assaulting area for the last 6 months. So,
Board, any questions for the police department? Audience? Mr. Moore.
Yeah, I've had some complaints from my neighbors by Tropicana Manor. There's right at that intersection where when you're driving right at Ala Ilima, Ala Lilikoi, as you're going up Ala Lilikoi, turning right onto Ala Ilima, Uh, uh, Neighbors are kind of upset because they would like to park there, but since the 1L started running there, the bus can't park there. There's cars now, outsider cars that are parking there. And so I told them to give you guys a call. Is that the right procedure? Call you guys? Okay, thanks.
Audience, any questions for the police department? Thank you for coming. Grab some cupcakes. Thank you.
Want to add one stats real quick for the 4th of July weekend. So from the hour of 5 p.m. to midnight, got a total of a total of 9 calls. Water. So it was a good that we had.
Thank you for that, Lieutenant. Forgot about that. Thank you. To the Salt Lake Waterway. Secretary Connie.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, I'd like to remind everyone that we'll be having our second of the year, 2025. We'll be having a Salt Lake Waterway community cleanup and Genki ball making. 1,000 Genki balls. Come and make the dirt balls. But yeah, but we'll be doing it this time at the Salt Lake District Park. Yep. Yeah, so different locations. So please remember that Salt Lake District Park, and it'll be on Saturday. So this coming Saturday on July 12th from 1 to 4. So the Genki ball making and all of that, we're going to do it right outside of the park area, the baseball field area. So we'll have it covered and everything. But please come in and join us. We'll love to have everyone. And so also on that, then in 2 weeks, we will be doing the Genki ball toss. So we're going to toss the balls that we make, and that will help to bioremediate the water in the Salt Lake Waterway. Yeah. So bring your pitching arm as Joe is demonstrating for us. Yeah. Okay. But that will be on July 26th, which is also a Saturday, and that's at 1 p.m. But the balls go kind of quickly, yeah, because so it's not until I don't have an end time, but 1 o'clock we'll be all meeting. And this, we're going to do it at the Howard Shima Bikini Street Mini Park, which is the small park, closer to Moana Loa High School. Okay? Yep, 2 different locations this time, but glad to have all. Our military partners are always, yep, number one. Yeah, because are really great supporters. So please invite your families as well, friends and family. Thank you.
What do you hear from Makalapa Elementary School regarding the fire issue? Anyway, that came up a month ago. They had a couple of fires on the campus, and portable classrooms were damaged, total damage, and they were supposed to take away the wood, the charred wood. And from my understanding, it was a couple of weeks ago they did that, so they passed on that. The state hired a vendor to remove the charred material from the campus. Okay, moving on to Moana Loa's High School Homecoming Parade, and just another announcement we'll be making through our different meetings. September 26th, they'll be having their homecoming parade at 3 o'clock, which same route that they use in Salt Lake. So just a reminder, put that on your calendar, September 26th, Moana Loa High School Homecoming Parade. Moving on to the Red Hill Registry Community Fair.
Thank you, Board, for allowing me to come tonight. My name is Tara Sutton, and I'm with the Red Hill Registry and the Director of Community Engagement. I also live right on Hickam, so not quite in the Salt Lake area, but pretty close, since 2019. So I was impacted by the Red Hill water crisis, and now I get to work in the effort to bring some hope and scientific rigor to find out the cost or the impacts of the potential exposures through the Red Hill water crisis. We have been in like a planning stage for the past year at the UH system level with various partners throughout our system. And what's happening now is on August 2nd, we are having a big community fair and inviting the whole public to come and celebrate the launch of the registry. This will be at Moanalua High School on August 2nd from 10 to 2. So we would be really interested in people coming and attending. We'll also be interested if you, like I will be inviting the chair and, well, I understand that may change tonight, right? But probably you and the other chairs of the neighborhood boards who are within the range, geographic range of the Navy water line to potentially host like a table where community members can come and get information and see how they can stay involved with their communities, as well as other things, resources that community members may need as a result of their potential exposure, and fun family activities for the kids and lots of things. So I hope everybody can make it. I'm available if there's questions about the event.
Board, any questions? Secretary Connie Morrow?
I just wanted clarification. At Moanalo High School, but is it going to be the cafeteria?
That's a large campus, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
Yes.
pretty big. So
Okay.
just wanted to find out.
Good question. So it will be in the cafeteria and out in that beautiful courtyard right in front of it. So the parking, there's, I guess, a couple of places that you can park. The one that's kind of like up that big hill, that's the main parking for the event. And then the other parking is kind of more like behind the portables, but further down by the offices. Those are like the open. So if you're interested in coming, please do bring your party hats because it's a big deal for us to get launched. Any other questions?
Audience, any questions? Thank you for coming on. Any other events or concerns? from the board? Audience, do you have anything to bring up? This board meeting regarding events or concerns you have? Yeah? You can come forward.
Um, I'm Nancy Valdez. So let's see, start off. So yesterday I met up with Hawaii Food Bank. So I've been helping with the food distribution in Eva Beach and also in Kapolei. I'll be spearheading the one by Cape of September 27th. The reason why I picked the ending is because usually the beginning of the month, we get the food stamps, I guess, stuff. The second week, I with the other Kapolei. I also, Naomi from Hawaii Food Bank mentioned that Island Family Christian Church just started theirs in April. They have a food distribution at the church as well. That's on Salt Lake Boulevard, right at the corner. So they have theirs. So I don't want to bump into theirs. So I decided to do theirs is the 3rd of every month. So I'll be doing mine at the last Saturday of every month at K Lagoon. So I already took like pictures and stuff, planned it out. Hawaii Food Bank will be doing the permitting. I just have to talk to Rex and Parks and Recs just for permission. Then we'll go ahead and start that. So that's one. And then the other one is I live on Alanapa. In the back is Salt Lake Boulevard. You have people racing up and down that street. It's so loud, and I already learned that from my neighbors. They said they brought it up. It was never addressed. So I said, okay, I'll go to the next neighborhood board. And I said, maybe we should have like speed bump, at least 2 of them. Because they do race up and down that street.
We did recommend to the city to put speed bumps.
Yeah.
And haven't heard a word yet back from them. So I'll stay on top of it and I'll let the police know that we did have a complaint at the board that they can monitor Salt Lake Boulevard by your residents.
I appreciate that. I'll let the. Thank you.
That'll be Eva of Alanapunani, right?
Yes, yeah.
Mr. O'Moore.
Two things. First, thanks. I appreciate very much appreciative of you helping out with the food distribution. I know at the church I go to, Kalihi Union Church, they have food distribution every Thursday as well too. That they do. So it's pretty good. And second thing is, yeah, I know those car situations. My neighbors, I live in Tropicana Manor, right across from the shopping center, and there's been a lot of complaints because the hills, both sides goes down from either direction. So that's where the cars go crazy. I mean, even if they're going regular speed limit, they're either blasting their music or they're blasting their engines, or a combination of all three, speed included. So we already had this discussion too a while back, and we talked with the police guys that were here earlier. And I know the only thing we can do, which they told us, which I kind of thought like, huh, was that when you see the incidents happen, call the police station. Even though the cars are gone, they need to keep a record. So if nobody calls, there is no record. And then when something really bad happens, what they're going to do is look back on the records. And if nobody complained, they're going to say, well, there's no problem, because they go by statistics. So that's why just tell your neighbors like that. Anytime you feel upset because a car goes by, call the police. At least let them note it down so it goes on statistical file. So at the end, if we all call and there's like 1,000 calls in a month, they know something's up and needs to get done. Whereas if there's only like 5 calls in the whole month, they're looking at that and go, that's some neighbors or whatever, you know. Kind of, they don't take it as seriously.
Yes. Thank you. I'll call every month, that, every day.
Just to let you know that we did recommend for speed humps at the 5 schools along Salt Lake Boulevard, all the way to Makalapa and Radford, all the way down to Moana High School. So hopefully somebody picks up on it and
Yeah.
makes that happen.
Before something happens.
Exactly. Thank you for coming.
All right,
Bringing it up.
thank you.
Any other questions from the audience? Events, concerns? Where did an army person went? She gave everybody cupcakes and she never gave the people sitting here. Oh, wow. So should we call a lunch break or dinner break? And anyway. Okay, let's move on the agenda. We have the Aloha Stadium.
Chair Yoles, members of the board, and members of the Chris Kimimaka from the department. Chris Kimimaka from the Department of Accounting and General Services. I'm joined by interim stadium manager Chris Saliasu. I'll start with the new Aloha Stadium Entertainment District. Hopefully, many of you have heard 2 weeks ago, we did announce that we mutually agreed with Aloha Halava District partners to extend our deadline for negotiations to enter into contract from June 30. That was our original target, to mid-August. That was a joint decision. Even though we're working very hard on reaching that date, we realized there are a lot of points we really wanted to define, hit the ground running with better agreements that are very comprehensive and making sure we don't have loose ends that conflict with each other across a wide range of agreements. So help make sure we bring value and the best project possible for our efforts. The good news is we don't anticipate that to delay the overall milestones for our project. So our demolition is still on target to start at the end of August. Big mahalos to our partners at the city in Honolulu, because they're helping us keep that schedule moving. So please take that back. We're also making good progress on all of the due diligence. So the design work is underway for this stadium and for the overall district as well. You'll be able to see publicly our progress continuing on multiple fronts, as the work for the swap meet relocation is already underway, and we're going to get ready to kick off the relocation of the stadium offices. have to move to temporary offices, so they're not in the building when they demolish. And with that, I think I just want to apologize that I forgot to bring the hard copies of our newsletter today. For everyone in the audience, you can still get it at mesa.hawaii.gov. And please sign up and get that email directly. 1 month recess and my brain goes dead, so we'll bring it next month. And I'll go ahead and pass on to.
Thanks, Chris. A very good update. And so just for the stadium purposes, the upper halava work is still being completed. And so we're looking to move the swap meet probably in late August. And so that's we're working hard towards that. One new component that we have are container units that we're calling retail units that the vendors can actually sell out of and actually store some things. So it'll be a little different setup. It won't be around the stadium itself, but actually in rows on the upper halava. So it should be a very new product, quite exciting. Vendors and excited about that. Thank you.
Still more.
Originally, when you folks started talking about the stadium, you folks mentioned that there was going to be some kind of affordable housing with the stadium kind of thing. Is that still going on? Because I haven't heard anything about it from any kind of source.
The development of the whole district is going lockstep with the stadium. They're moving forward in phases at the same time. So each of the phases does include residential units, and that is a whole range from affordable housing to workforce housing all the way up to market. You're going to see a lot of intense activity in the first range because that's how they bring in revenues to support all of the work. So yes, there will be residential units in the first phase.
Is that with the city or the state?
All of this is through our developer. So the only part the state is funding is the stadium. All the rest of the vertical development is through our developer. So they're working with their own resources, but also looking for, other types of grants and funds to fund all of the vertical construction.
Audience, any questions for the stadium? Army, I would like to apologize. The stadium people were supposed to bring the ice cream tonight. But they said the vendors were closed, so I apologize. Thank you. Moving on to the Army.
Good evening to the board. Lieutenant Colonel Perry here, taking over for Lieutenant Colonel Pratt. So pleasure to be here. I used to go to high school in this district about 27 years ago up at Radford High School, where I was a freshman and a sophomore. So now I live up on Tripler, but I still Wanalua in Radford are still very, very near and dear to my heart. So a couple notes from the Army. There is an upcoming job fair on August 19th up at Aliamanu Military Reservation, beginning at 8:30 to 2 o'clock. This is open to the public, and there'll be job offers and provisional hiring the day of the job fair. The opportunities in business operations like golf, bowling, food service, child youth services have openings as well. And for those who work in the child youth services, there are a variety of benefits. So come on down to the hiring fair. The U.S. Army Garrison published the training advisory for Oahu on July 1st. So that includes small arms, blank fire in the East Range, aviation training during the day. And also on Schofield Barracks, there will be artillery, mortar, and demolitions training throughout July. So, and that is night live fire, late evening, early morning. And if you want to be added to the training advisory list, there is an email. I won't read it here because it's a long, very convoluted Army email address, but if you'd like it, come find me. In regards to the wildland fire that occurred on Schofield, U.S. Army Garrison, Hawaii wildland and federal firefighters actively responded to a brush fire on Schofield Barracks Range. The fire burned approximately 600 acres, and air operations were conducted by the 25th Aviation Brigade and the Air National Guard Blackhawks and Chinook helicopters, which dropped more than 660 gallons of water to support the firefighting crews on the ground. The fire remained contained within the installation, and there were no threats to homes or facilities. At this time, the cause of the fire is undetermined and under investigation. We remain grateful for the support of our interagency partners and local communities. And then finally, there is a training brief on the Joint Pacific Multinational Readiness Center. So the 25th Infantry Division will be executing the annual, won't say it all again, but JPMRC, Joint Pacific Multinational Readiness Center training exercise between October and November of 2025. Please be aware that there'll be an increase in traffic and potential increases in noise, and more details will follow in the coming months as we get closer to the exercise, and the Army will share as much information as possible to keep the community informed. And also, for any other concerns, please call the new community concern line with U.S. Army Garrison Hawaii. And I have the number and email address here. Would you like the number right now? 808-787-1528 or usag.hawaii.comrel, COMREL, @army..
Commander, you shouldn't have done that. One of my board members will be calling you every week.
That's not my phone number.
Anyway, board, anything for Army? Audience, anything for the Army? Thank you, Commander, for coming out. and
Thank you, appreciate
Thank
it.
all of you for your service. Navy? Before you get started, maybe somebody driving a Toyota GGD starting, their lights are on, license plate.
I better go.
Is that yours? Okay. Oh, you're good. Go
I
ahead.
was just going to use that as an excuse to get out of it. Chair Yomes and board members, 11. Just a couple of announcements real quick. The Navy Closure Task Force Red Hill is going to host another open house in August. Details have not been established yet in terms of time and place, but I'll make sure that you folks get that in advance, even if it's before the August board meeting. Keep you up to date on that. The task force also submitted the tank closure plan, supplement number 4 to regulators. The supplement provides updates for the overall closure strategy, pipeline removal, and tank cleaning verification and updates, physical tank modifications, historical equipment, connection to the Red Hill underground storage tank system, and post-closure tank. And then the only other announcement that I really have for questions is wanted to let you know that at last count we had 28 volunteers for Saturday, so we'll have at least that many people show up, and Jewel will be there to help herd the cats, so to speak. Okay, good. So with that, well, we got a few more, so we're up to at least 28. With that, I'll open it up to any questions.
Board, any questions? Navy? Audience, any questions for the Navy? Thank you, sir, for coming out. Board of Waters.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jimmy Llanos, and I'll be representing Board of Water Supply tonight. For my general water announcement, we'll be talking about how July is Smart Irrigation Month. July marks Smart Irrigation Month, the beginning of peak demand for outdoor water use as the summer heat kicks in and sprinklers go into overdrive. Be water smart this July by checking for leaky or misdirected sprinkler heads, water early in the morning to reduce evaporation, attach a shut-off nozzle to your garden hose to avoid waste, install a weather-based irrigation controller, which is eligible for a BWS rebate, and capture rainwater in a rain barrel, which is also eligible for a BWS rebate. Smarter irrigation helps keep your irrigation or your landscape green and may lower your water bill. Get more tips at www.boardofwatersupply.com/irrigation. That's the end of my report, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Board, any questions for BW? Audience, any questions for the Board of Water Supply? Thank you for coming out.
Thanks, everybody.
Anybody else here for other agencies that I missed? Please. Where's your income forward?
Good evening, Chair, Board, anything wrong with the Department of Transportation highways? Here to give you an update on the issue. uh, My handouts are okay with anyone's interested in it. This one, the first handout is our legislative bills that went through session and got passed and got enacted by the governor as of yesterday, which was the final day for the governor to sign bills into law. So these are all the legislative bills that dealt with highways, that list all that was passed and enacted by the governor. Interested in any of the bills? These are the list of the bills that was enacted this past session and have been signed. A couple of them were vetoed. One was the main one about the electric bicycle. Was concern about dealing with electric vehicles. So that's why governor had to veto that bill. That was House Bill 958. And it would probably have to go back next session or maybe this special session to address that bill. Bill that does amend the law for electric bicycles. The one that got vetoed. And on my last 2 pages is all the bills that died in conference. These are the bills that made it to the last day of session, but didn't get passed. So these are the ones that are still need some type of action next session for the special session. Because since this is a biennium year, next session, any bill that was introduced this session is still considered alive. So these bills that did not pass are still available for passage next session.
Are you representing the governor's office as well? Okay, just state DOT. Board, any questions for the state DOT?
Okay, my next handout is the last week, the Hawaii Road Usage Charge Program went into effect for all electric vehicles. So from now on, all your registration for your electric vehicles will be charged either $50 fee or miles, or based on your miles per usage for each year, based on your registration. So you're gonna have to choose. You can choose between either paying the $50 straight fee or choosing the miles, amount of miles you drive on your electric vehicles. They're gonna delete that $50 one for the surcharge that you're currently being charged. So you're not getting double charged for $50 on your electric vehicle. You're just getting that one $50 one from this year to January 1st, 28, when you choose what option you want to pay, either the amount of miles you travel for your electric vehicle, which comes out like if you drive 1,000 miles, you get charged $8 for each 1,000 miles. If you drive more than 6,000, then you pay that $50. If it's capped at $50. So you either pay $50 or you pay less than whatever. You drive less than 6,000 miles or less on your electric vehicles. And this will go on to your July 1st, 2028. And you get credited back for the cars that drive less than 6,000 miles in your registration in the next registration based on the miles per travel. Because you'll get your they'll take down all your mileage based on your safety inspections. So that's how they will track all your driving on your electric vehicles. So this road usage program is only being implemented for our
electric vehicles, so hybrids and anything else like that will not be affected until down the road, maybe 2033, when we try to implement it for all cars, including regular gas vehicles. So this is the new program that DOT and the state will be implementing and will require from all the drivers in next future. Any questions on this program? Any questions, audience? Thank you. Oh. It goes into our fund for pay the road maintenance. Because we're moving away from gas vehicles, we're not gonna collect gas tax. They're gonna hopefully do away with the gas tax, and then everything will be charged based on your road usage. And that's how the money will come into the highway fund, pay for your road repairs and maintenance and all those projects. Thank you. Mayor's office.
Good evening, Brian Gallagher, City County of Honolulu. Just have a few general updates. Get a chance, look at the mayor's highlights newsletter. There's a few on the table back there. Don't have an opportunity to grab one. You can, check it out online at honolulu.gov/mayor/newsletter. But yeah, some announcements the city's been working on, working with city council. The mayor Blanche already signed 3 new bills. It's law, health enforcement background, people ambulance. Notice there was some stuff in the newspaper today about some mayor's race. The city's going to try and make it easier for driver's license and learning test. They're going to be online now. I'll need to check out. It's going to be spaces. Then, yeah, for the Iwilei and Papalama area, so the city is really working on transform that area into bringing more affordable housing and mixed use commercial, really highlighting how the rail is proceeding. It's working in that area and trying to provide development opportunities on the rail stations. So it's really a push towards get away from cars, use public transportation, rail, bus, bike. Whatever we can do. So yeah, that's all in the newsletter. If you're interested in that. No. So, any concerns or?
Board, any questions for the mayor's office?
Hi, thank you for being here, Brian. We missed you. No.
The signs to there.
Yes. But anyway, thank you very much for being here. Recently, I guess it was on social media, but as far as the renewals of our licenses, I think as you get older, it lessens even more. Like, anyone that's over 79, I do believe, every year they have to renew now, is what my husband told me. So I'm not at 79 yet, but yeah, but the age, the age groupings of the categories, instead of the 6 years, it's down to 4. The ones that were 4 years are down to 2. And the ones that were 2 are now down to 1. I'm sorry, I should have, taken a picture of what he was looking at. But yeah, I was wondering when that was going to be implemented. And I didn't realize that, that renewal age was changing.
I didn't know. I wasn't aware of that either.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe he had the wrong state. Okay.
No, that's okay. Just,
I don't know.
no, there's a lot going on in the city.
Yeah.
So we're all in different.
Yeah, I know that. And that's not,
No, that's okay.
but yeah.
We cover right now. We cover.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I saw her drive. Can you get a 6-month license from her? Somewhere.
Yeah, meant to ask you about the rail because supposedly, from what I heard, and I guess it hasn't been done, so I guess I heard wrong. But they're saying starting in July, they're gonna start doing the trial runs all the way to Middle Street from Kapolei. But I only see that straight up to where the stadium still yet.
But the last I heard is they're trying to they're starting on trial runs in sometime in October timeframe. Maybe they made a little bit ahead of schedule, not sure. But yeah, they're pushing to get that second.
For opening, right? October.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last I heard, that's the goal. Construction can always be difficult, because almost the days you never know. But we're definitely trying to get that in, so get the ridership, make it far more comfortable. And yeah, Lori Kina, part. She's a machine. She never, I don't think she sleeps. So she's really, really pushing that hard. Well, speaking of transportation, I noticed we had a comment about asking an Oliver. It's like, yeah, Salt Lake Boulevard. Yeah, so agree. What was it? The board has been trying, coordinating with DOT and other transportation services to do evaluations in that area. So they're right. Hasn't been a clear response yet. We'll try and get an update for. And I believe, I know, hot tub for your area is it's not by truck. Or DTS, Department of Transportation Services, is working on adjustments to the street light at Aliamanu-Salt and Aliamanu.
Yeah, it seems like the when the light turns green, right? If you don't press the button, it stays on the red. The sign "Don't walk." And we have a lot of immigrant people like that, and a lot of senior citizens, and they don't press the button. So I feel sorry for them. They just end up waiting, and also the younger guys too. They just start digging across. And I heard I meant to ask the police is, one of my friends in Salt Lake got ticketed for jaywalking, and I was like, what? So anyway, I would think if you guys can fix that light thing so it comes green, and in fact, because especially the ones that get traversed a lot, if they can have an automatic green rather than you have to press the button. Because sometimes you press the button, you used to hear the sound like the beep beep, but now you press the button, you don't hear nothing, and sometimes the green don't come on. So it's kind of frustrating as well. It happened to me a few times. I look at that, I said, screw it, I'm walking. And I just make the cars wait and I walk.
Understood. That makes sense. That's what you're saying. Yeah, we'll try and get an update from DTS on when they're on signals.
Aliamanu?
Regarding DPP's new computer system, are you going to announce it for our audience, or I know it was in the paper?
Wasn't there, so the Department of Planning systems make it easier for the public to submit their applications. So very strange. So supposedly the new system is going to go live on August 4th. So our existing permitting system is actually going to go down for 1 week leading up to August 4th. And that the reason we're doing that is that means not going to be able to accept any applications from the public. We need to transfer all the data from our database over to the new system. So and able to make that cohesive and don't miss any data. All has to line up. So we're putting out press releases. Like, just had a meeting today with building industry and associations. We had 190 attend our virtual meeting, and it's walking them through what the new system is going to be like, how it's going to operate, trying to do a lot more community outreach. So it's hopefully as smooth as possible. So learning any new computer system, it's always going to be some hiccups and some issues, especially in the design construction industry. It's tight down to people are rushing. So we want to make guidance.
Questions from the audience for the mayor's office? Thank you. Councilmember Cordero's office? Anybody here?
Aloha, everyone, community members and board members. My My name is Sherry, and I am Councilmember Cordero's representative tonight. And I will be going over a few highlights from Councilmember's monthly report that I have provided tonight. And I've left a handful of copies on the table as beside everyone else's. First and foremost, Councilmember mailed her mid-year mailer to residents in her district with a ton of helpful resources on vital city services with online links and contact information. So if you haven't received a copy, because we did receive some returns, you can find it online on her district webpage at honolulucitycouncil.org, and you can just find her face, click on it, and then that'll take you to her page. On pages 2 and 3 of her report, council member has a total of 16 community updates. But in the interest of time, some on the list are park maintenance at Ke'ehi Lagoon Beach Park, progress on rebuilding the comfort stations at Ke'ehi Lagoon Park, road repaving in Alapu'umalu Community Park, some curb repaintings, some DTS updates regarding speed, traffic, and collision mitigation at a few intersections in the area. The specific locations are listed in the report. HPD enforcement at select locations and general information on formal requests that we've put in the area. Page 4 has some community announcements, and there are specifically 2 big ones that council member wanted me to highlight tonight. And first one is she is looking for an interested youth ages 18 to 24 to represent Council District 7 on the Honolulu Youth Commission. So if anyone is interested or may know someone within that age range, the details to apply are in her reports. Second, the city's Section 8 housing choice voucher wait list will open the morning of next week, Monday, July 14 through Friday, July 18. Applicants can apply online, and again, the details are listed in the report for the application. The report also includes legislative and budget updates, which includes information on Bill 60 regarding sewer fee increases. So if any of you have questions on this, please do not hesitate to contact our office. Just today, she has also introduced Bill 52. She has worked on this bill with DFM Director Albano, and she has been working on this. It's pretty much language to help the department's enforcement on streams. It adds endori to basins such as ponds and lakes, which ultimately strengthens enforcement by adding gaps in previous legislation. Specifically, Bill 30 in 2017, requiring stream owners to properly maintain streams or waterways. That's it for legislative updates. And lastly, while not included in council members' report, she did want to share that IHS is now the main organization assisting with homeless-related issues in our district. So if any of you need to report a situation or refer someone for help, you can contact their outreach program manager, Castro, at his phone number is 808-447-2865. And I'll repeat that, 808-447-2865, or email him at castrom, CASTROM @ihshawaii.org. This concludes my report, and I'm happy to take back any questions because I likely don't have answers off the top of my head.
Can you get a message to her that we want to follow up on Bill 52 and the lakes and ponds? What was the reasoning for changing the definition to streams? She can get back to us and let us know, at least for the next meeting. That's a presentation of Bill 52. Thank you. Any questions, board?
Will do, Chair. Thank you.
Audience, any questions for the council member?
Thank you, everyone.
On to Governor Green's office. Senator Wakai.
Hey, good evening, board. My name is Richard. So I'm with Senator Kai's office. He's like presenting, he's traveling, and I know Ashley usually comes. She's taking some law education right now. So I did pass out our report for this month. He just wanted me to highlight the three things listed on there. The first thing, which he calls electrifying competition for Hawaii, a new bill was signed into law by Governor Green last SB 589. This is exciting for Senator because not only is it a bill introduced, it actually will mandate the Utilities Commission to establish procedures to allow power producers to sell power to all customers by 2027. I know that's a lot of wording and jargon, but what that basically means is that there will be opportunity for there to be lower electricity rates for residents and businesses because it allows people to eventually choose who they may buy their power from. For the past 5 years, he's been trying to introduce competition into the electricity market, and this bill does that. So we're going to see how this plays out, but again, by 2027, should be up based on the PUCs. The next thing he wanted me to mention was at a bill signing last week related to illegal fireworks. The Department of Law Enforcement Director Mike Lambert mentioned that they have a whole cache of activities that they have confiscated that they can bring. And he did mention that it costs about $1 million to transport them to the mainland and to dispose of them. So he brought up the idea of possibly having some kind of display. So Senator Wakai actually had the idea to work with this Aloha Stadium to possibly coordinate in doing that, but it started the demolition stadium. So he just wanted to FYI, this is in the works. There is no set date for demolition and starting on constructing the new stadium, but this is again something. And last but not least, he wanted to mention that we did honor a community icon within the Salt Lake community. Residents gathered to recognize Dante Carpenter for his lifetime efforts of extraordinary service, leadership, and commitment to Hawaii. He has had a plethora of many leads and positions in his life, from serving in the Navy, serving on the city council as a state senator, mayor of Hawaii County, and as a trustee. And he most recently served as country club board president. So, congratulations and thank you for service. That is it that I can take.
Board, any questions? Audience, any questions for the senator? Thank you for coming. Moving on, House Representative Nichiyama's office. Yeah, I got a membership. I'll be able to be simple. House Representative Shimizu.
The chair, board members, committees. I am representative 32. I'd like to just comment on a few community issues that have come to my office. You had Makalapa Elementary on the agenda. I was able to contact the vice principal today to confirm that the demolition has been done. The new renovation of the adjacent portable that was damaged by the fire has been done. They have a punch list scheduled next week. Should be ready for the new school year. They have also erected 2 temporary tent structures that they plan to use as school classrooms also. So thank you, Chair Yomes, for your passionate involvement in voicing your concern. So I'm glad to report that. I also wanted to piggyback on HPD's low call volume on 4th of July regarding fireworks. Where I live, there was had zero fireworks. I talked to somebody in Kali, they said they had zero also. Just thankful for our law enforcement and the laws that have been passed, just the highlights of enforcing that and the community taking more responsibility, a great outcome of the tragedy that happened on New Year's. So I hope to see that follow through on New Year's also. Also wanted to report a concern that I got from a resident in Foster Village. They were approached by a Sunrun salesperson. The person turned out to be a legitimate salesperson, although he was not wearing company identification. So the concern was they were using kind of pressure tactics. So I just wanted to caution our community that salespeople that come to your door, please get identification. Please get company information that you can call back the company to confirm that this salesperson is legitimate and what they're proposing is also legitimate. Don't sign anything, don't forward any money, and always good to get at least 3 quotes and discuss the issues. Another speeding concern on Kahua Pa'ani Street that runs Mauka to Makai between Cross Point and Stadium Mall. This concern was shared by a resident of Cross Point. So again, speeding is an issue. I know that it was brought up Salt Lake Boulevard. One thought that was also shared by a resident of Foster Village was possibly utilizing speed cams and also a combination with noise cams because of the noise of vehicles and music as an option for speed humps, which you have a percentage of people who are not in favor of speed humps. I did have a concern about Salt Lake Boulevard cleanup on the Malka side, close by Radford High School. Reported it and still waiting for confirmation that it's taken care of. Community announcement is Mono High School, which I am a proud alumni. They have a Menihuni Bash, which is an all alumni fundraiser, Saturday, August 9th at Pro Country Club. With that, I will take any questions.
Or any questions? Audience, any questions for the representative? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get into our presentation, the Mediation Center of the Pacific, landlord tenant disputes.
So much. I'm gonna set up, just give me 1 second. Let's warm up a little bit. So I am from the Mediation Center of the Pacific. My name is Roberta Hickey Gomez. I run, amongst other programs, the Early Eviction Mediation Program. The program is designed to work with both landlords and tenants in a truly facial way to help support. I don't know if anyone can see this, but we'll go through, see how it goes. So a little bit of history and background on the program. It started in 2021, is coming out of the Act 57 program with the COVID eviction moratorium. We had an initial target on Oahu of about 6,000 tenants who were in arrears. We had a success of mediating about 1,300 out of 3,000 cases. We achieved an 85% agreement rate, and we kept 90% of tenants in their homes. As the program moved forward in 22-23, the act expired in August of 2022. We moved forward with private funds, And as we move forward, we were using a volunteer mediator base and then we moved to private contractor. But we continue to use private funding and independent contractors as we found has been the most successful in the program. So a couple benefits to the EM program. It benefits both landlords and tenants. It's a neutrally facial program. It's a free program for both landlords and tenants where they can reach out to the mediation center in the Pacific. We help mediate their issues in terms of any back rent, arrears, possible evictions, rather than going through the court system. But some of the benefits of landlords include reducing time spent recovering rents. On average, landlords spend between anywhere 1 to 4 months recovering rents. And that's apart from collecting any long due arrears. It also saves landlords money. The eviction process, you can spend anywhere between $500 and $10,000. It also helps to foster relationships with these agreements where both parties are really getting something that they both understood and agreed to and things that help benefit them individually. And then when breakdowns happen post mediation, they can take that to the courts, showing they've made earnest efforts to be able to resolve with the tenant. We also know that it is a benefit to tenants as well. It provides greater housing stability and predictability. That's whether tenants remain in the home or they come to a reasonable time frame for move out. We have fewer evictions on record for tenants, and that's helpful because it can stigmatize and impact future housing decisions, including home purchasing, financing, and it can be catastrophic for people who are Section 8 residents because evictions on record can remove you from the program entirely. We know that agreements between tenants and landlords provide greater housing relationships and empowers people to be able to show up fully in these meetings, to be able to feel strong enough to be able to engage properly. And then we know that it helps with community stability in terms of houseless prevention, fostering fiscal responsibility, and greater access to financial resources. So as our program's been progressing, we take up about 33% of the landlord-tenant mediations that come to us. The remainder come to us from district court that are going through the eviction process. Throughout the fiscal year of 23-24 and into 24-25, we've had anywhere between a 92 and a 93% agreement rate. And what that has told us is that when people are open and willing to move forward in the mediation process, we find a solution that works for them. We've also seen a 60% increase in EM cases from our Q1 in 24-25. So a little bit how the program works. We provide landlords and tenants an opportunity to talk with the help of an impartial mediator. If English isn't their primary language, we provide an interpreter. Meetings are held remotely through Zoom, and this is helpful in terms of one, scheduling, but it's also helpful for having the tenants be able to be in a comfortable space and environment. We don't have issues with power differentials, et cetera. People can be in their organic home space. Apart from that, we have participants sign electronically a confidentiality agreement. Sessions are typically 1.5 hours. And then when you reach an agreement with the mediator, it's signed electronically and distributed to the parties. On the scheduling side, we can schedule cases within a 48-hour period if the parties are available. And typically we resolve cases within a 3 to 5 day business window. And then when you compare that with the courts, you could be anywhere from 2 to 6 months, depending on your case. So it's quite a dramatic difference to get a resolution and an understanding of where you are moving forward. We also have been implementing tools as part of the EM program, one of which is the eviction cost calculator. This allows landlords to be able to input all of the data of the size of their rentals, how many units they have, the cost that's generally associated with any legal fees, et cetera. They input all that data and they can really see in real time what exactly that cost will be for them for an eviction. Because when we talk about abstract figures of anywhere between 500 and 10,000, that doesn't really hit home. But this, when you have figures that are very specific to your case, you can have a real understanding of what that's going to be for you. And then, as we said, it's a neutrally facial program. And because of that, we also have, apart from the eviction calculator, a budget calculator for tenants. And this helps tenants be able to understand their budget going into the process, but it also helps them understand if they're going into a payment plan, can they afford the payment plan based on all of their current expenses. And this was developed in conjunction with the Hawaiian Community Assets. It's based on a local community standard for budgeting. Act 278 just recently passed. So we've been going through this process through the legislature. And this is a bill that is going to allow a time period moving forward for all landlords requiring to schedule mediation. So it's just a series of about 10 days. It's a pilot program that's going to be running through the state for 2 years to really assess the value of mediation in the community. And it'll allow for a 10-day period to be able to schedule mediation so that moving forward, we continue these conversations and we're open to finding solutions that are not just strictly going to. We've also been establishing Kukua hubs. These Kukua hubs have been working with community organizations that people turn to for services in the community. HCA was our first Kukua hub. We've also been working with Family Promise on establishing a Kukua hub and working with other community organizations. And basically this allows when people go to these community organizations and they have a need or they're facing struggles with their rent, if they're looking for rental assistance and things like that, mediation is also one of the options that's put forth for them. They're explained what mediation is. They help them go through an online intake form. And then depending on their need, if they need a space with which to mediate from Zoom or hybrid, they can go to their offices so that there's a space in their own community. QR code for any EM requests. If anyone is interested, information is here. You can also go to our website, mediatehawaii.org, click contact us, schedule a mediation if you are interested in our services. And I'm happy to answer any questions if there are.
Board, any questions? Audience, any questions? Representative Shimizu.
Thank you for your presentation. As an elected official, this condo issue, you handle condos too? Okay. Yeah, and sorry, didn't mean to drag you into that, but condo issues and associations, a lot of conflicts have been coming through my office. We're looking at legislation that might address the situation and improve the relationship. So I was wondering, do you have a card and copy of the PowerPoint too? All right. Thank you. Sorry.
Any other questions, audience? Thank you for your presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, we did not establish a quorum this evening. We were short one board member. So our business for the board will be moved on to our next meeting on August 14th. The next meeting, like I said, was August 14th, 6:30 at the same venue. And our board meetings are televised on Olelo Channel 49. Times on Friday and one on Saturday. If any of you interested, that's want to watch the meeting again. Mr. Moore watches it 3 times a month. Anyway, board, any other questions? Hearing no other questions, this meeting is adjourned.